Mind has quality. For the mind, known is a pleasure, unknown is a pain. Some people think hypnosis can make you pluck like a chicken. Many people have these myths that hypnosis can take control over you. So, in a hypnotic trance, the control remains with the client himself or herself. It just shifts from their conscious mind to their subconscious mind. So I got this housewife and she would keep herself as the last priority. She would only take care of the husband, in-laws, children. When I was 10 years old, I was in a poetry recitation competition. I forgot my poem. People laughed at me. I was humiliated on stage. Once we healed that part of her, we call it in our therapy inner child, she could actually go and dance, she could actually go and meditate, and she could still beautifully balance the family life. And she realized that she doesn't need to please anybody. She can validate her own self. For me, healing and awareness are two sides of the same coin. Till you are aware, you can't heal that thing. You can't heal what you don't understand. I learned a very beautiful thing from my teacher, and he said, what comes to awareness doesn't repeat as fate.
Hi, souls. Guess what we're talking about today? We are going to learn about hypnotherapy. So when I say the word hypnosis, what comes to your mind? Mind control, stage performances, someone clucking like a chicken in front of an audience, or maybe it's a spell. Okay, let's clear this up right now. No one is going to cast a spell on you today because real hypnotherapy has far less to do with entertainment and much more to do with the subconscious stories, conditioning, and emotional patterns quietly stored within the inner library. Did you know people seek hypnotherapy for things like smoking, weight loss, fears, phobias, anxiety, confidence, chronic habits, and even physical responses like allergies, patterns that often feel as though they've been unconsciously checked out from the shelves of the subconscious for years? Hey again, souls. Welcome to Inner Library Alignment. I'm Rachel Golden, and together we transform the stories that no longer serve us so we can reveal our true nature through conscious authorship. This is a space where we recognize that our true nature is awareness itself, and that we are not the stories, conditioning, emotional imprints, or subconscious volumes stored within the inner library of experience. And if conversations exploring awareness, subconscious patterns, healing, and the deeper layers of human experience resonate with you, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future chapters of Inner Library Alignment. Today, we're unpacking the misconceptions around hypnosis and exploring why more people are turning toward hypnotherapy, subconscious, and awareness-based modalities to better understand the hidden patterns quietly organizing the shelves of their inner library. And joining me today is Dr. Rahul Dutta, an expert, and he's also my teacher. Rahul, sir, is an international hypnotherapy trainer, self-improvement coach, counselor, and clinical hypnotherapist. He is a medical graduate with nearly 2 decades of experience in clinical hypnotherapy. Rahul, sir, thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much, Rachel. It's truly my pleasure to be here.
I want to first start off by asking you, what are some of the most common misconceptions about hypnosis?
Well, I think one of those you started with that, some people think hypnosis can make you pluck like a chicken. So many people have these myths that hypnosis can take control over you. It can take out your secrets. It can make you reveal things that you do not wish to reveal, or it can make you act in a certain way you do not wish to act. Well, all those are myths. So hypnosis cannot take control over you. So in a hypnotic trance, the control remains with the client himself or herself. It just shifts from their conscious mind to their subconscious mind. So myths that hypnosis can take control over you and take out your secrets, that's a very common myth I've heard.
Okay, so tell us exactly, what is hypnotherapy?
So if I split it up into two parts, hypnosis and therapy. So it is using the state of hypnosis, using a trance state for therapeutic reasons. So what is this trance state? So hypnosis is nothing but an altered state of awareness where access is available to our subconscious mind. So like right now, I'm fully conscious. Tonight, when I go off to sleep, I'm absolutely asleep. And then, if somebody is moving around in my room, I might not get to know. Hypnosis is a midway state. Okay, I'm not fully aware. In fact, we all go through hypnosis, if not more, at least twice in 24 hours. One, when I'm just about to sleep, that half awake, half asleep state. And two, in the morning when my alarm rings, again I'm transitioning from fully asleep to fully awake. So that is a hypnotic state, and we utilize it for therapeutic purpose. So hypnotherapy helps you reach the subconscious mind and unravel the blockages and the patterns that have been bothering a particular person and help them, release that.
Okay, thank you for explaining that. And why do so many people, or why are so many people nowadays seeking hypnotherapy? It's like the latest craze, or like the latest buzz is hypnotherapy. So why are people seeking hypnotherapy?
See, people are sick and tired of taking medicines, Rachel. I've myself had clients who have been prescribed a certain medicine. They've been taking it for many years. Now, what that medicine many times is doing, it's suppressing the symptom. So I'm an allopath myself. I'm not saying medicines don't work. Of course, they have a lot of value. But in many cases, they are just suppressing the symptoms. And many people are experiencing that. That if I am taking the tablet, I am fine. And if I'm not taking the tablet, the symptoms come right back. Sometimes you stop a medicine abruptly and the symptoms become 2x. So that's one thing. Other things, there are many superficial fixes, be it, oh, my willpower, oh, I'll go through it through my self control. Many people can do that, but I would say hardly 2%. There is a lot more number of people who can't just handle things on their own on sheer willpower basis. Also, talk therapy is an effective therapy, but people have realized sometimes even that is not reaching out to the root cause, that is not reaching out to eliminate the issue permanently. So people are now more and more, one, wanting to go the drugless way, two, want to go deeper and find out the root cause so that the issue can be resolved permanently.
Okay. And I think one of the most common questions people ask, I know I ask before I ever tried hypnotherapy, is what does it feel like to be in hypnosis?
So, if you ever been engrossed reading a book, I'm sure you have. Uh, and that time, if somebody calls out to you, many times you don't even hear you being called out. And that person takes your name 2 times, 3 times. Rachel, can you hear me? Rachel, Rachel. Like, yeah, what? Arey, I called your name 3 times. And then what is our reply? Oh, I was too engrossed in this book. Similarly, I was too engrossed in this movie. Or, sometimes we are driving a car and we don't realize what happened in the last 5 miles. Okay. So, hypnosis is a naturally occurring state. We go through hypnosis many times in a day. But what does it exactly feel like? Like I said earlier, it's that half awake, half asleep state. So, when my alarm rings and I'll push the snooze button, I know it's morning, I need to get up, I'm not fully awake, and yet I'm not fully asleep. So it's that midway state which is very relaxing. It's a peaceful state to be in. And in hypnosis, the therapist is guiding you through a certain process. So you are very relaxed, you are in touch with the subconscious mind, and you're being guided through a process to heal something.
Okay, so people ask, you're describing it as a natural state, a relaxed state. Can people think? Are people thinking while they're in hypnosis? What's happening? Are they having thoughts?
Yes, thinking doesn't stop. Thinking is our habit. Right from the time I get up in the morning till I sleep, I'm thinking only. So, thinking does not stop. But yes, thinking is a function of the conscious mind, and in hypnosis, conscious mind takes a back seat. Okay. And the subconscious mind, which can't think, can't logic, becomes our hero. So that is in the forefront. So even though in the background some thinking is going on, but that is not the focus. The focus is the subconscious mind, that relaxed state that I'm talking about.
So, why do people continue repeating certain habits, fears, emotional reactions, or relationship patterns, even when they consciously want to change? What's happening?
Mind has a quality. For the mind, known is a pleasure, unknown is a pain. If I've done this podcast many times before, it's a known for me. Okay. And I'll be like fish in water. But if this is my first ever podcast and I'll say, oh, is my voice clear? Is the camera clear? Am I sitting this way? So, unknown is painful for the mind and known is a pleasure. Even if that known has been painful for the conscious mind. So I remember a lady was going through domestic violence. The husband used to actually beat her, and every single day. Of course, for the conscious mind, it's a trauma. But one night, the husband comes home and doesn't beat her, and she's restless. She's like, "Oh, why is he not looking at me? Earlier, he used to give me attention by beating me. Now, even that attention is gone. Is he seeing somebody else?" So, even though beating per se is very, very painful, she still very subconsciously wants that attention because not getting beaten is unknown. So, like I said, unknown is painful, known is a pleasure. Even if that known is limiting us, the mind can't logic, the subconscious mind, which cannot logic, keeps on going for that known. And then people come and tell us, oh, you know what? We are in a pattern. My first boyfriend was abusive, second boyfriend abusive. And this goes on. I don't know why I'm in a pattern because that's a known. It is unknown for us to stand up for ourselves and cut out that pattern. So that's why people keep repeating a limiting pattern.
How long does it typically take for someone to heal an issue that they're working on through hypnotherapy?
So, Rachel, that pretty much depends on the issue, actually. So, if the issue is emotional or mental, let's say fear of dogs, I would say one session is enough. Okay, but if the issue is deeper and more at a physical level, uh, we are resolving a lot of physical issues with hypnotherapy, then it can even take up to 3 months to complete the therapy. So the answer to this question is not really fixed, but if I have to tell you based on my experience, on an average, 6 sessions of hypnotherapy are a good number of sessions to reach a very decent resolution in most cases. But yes, this can increase if deeper work is needed, or it's a more deeper trauma, or if it is a physical issue.
Okay, can you just share with us one case or an example that has been memorable, extraordinary, that you can share with our listeners?
There are so many such examples, but I would like to share a very simple one which should, uh, you know, uh, touch the viewers that yes, these kind of things could be possible. So I got this housewife, and she would uh, keep herself as the last priority. She would only take care of the husband, in laws, children, everything else, the house, everything would take number one priority. And when it would come to her own, likes, like she would like to do meditation, but she's not done meditation since years. She would like to dance, which she used to do in her teenage. She's not danced since years. So when we started therapy, it came out that, okay, I don't give myself number one priority because when I do for others, I feel good. What feels good? Oh, they praise me, that feels good. So they praise me means I get validated. And I need external validation because I don't validate myself. Why not? Oh, because I'm not good enough. Why not? Oh, because when I was 10 years old, I was in a poetry recitation competition. I forgot my poem. People laughed at me. I was humiliated on stage. And that day, a subconscious file of not being good enough got stored, and it found a defense mechanism in becoming a people pleaser. So if my self worth is low, I can't create it. So I need it from outside. If I need it from outside, I need others to praise me. And if I need others to praise me, I'll do only for them and nothing for myself. So these are things many of us could relate to. And once we healed that part of her, we call it in our therapy inner child, she could actually go and dance, she could actually go and meditate, and she could still beautifully balance the family life. And she realized that she doesn't need to please anybody. She can validate her own self.
Okay, thanks for sharing. Some people approach hypnotherapy from a healing perspective, while some look at it as a way of exploring and becoming more aware and for self understanding. How do you personally relate to that, or what is your take on that?
So, Rachel, for me, healing and awareness are two sides of the same coin. Uh, till you are aware, you can't heal that thing. You can't heal what you don't understand. Okay, so I learned a very beautiful thing from my teacher, and he said, "What comes to awareness doesn't repeat as fate." So even the example I just gave you of this housewife, she's not even aware that she's low on self-esteem, and compliments from others raise her self-esteem temporarily. Only when she got aware, she could heal. So all healing happens through awareness. So for me, if you are doing hypnotherapy, you are not just healing. Getting aware is a journey too. So they are both, they both go hand in hand.
What is your perspective in regards to hypnotherapy and non duality?
So, see, we stay in a dual world. Okay, everything, we are in the physical world, and there is good, there is bad, there is hatred, there is love, there is cooperation, there is jealousy. So that's where we are. And when you use the word non-dual, I'm understanding, a zone where, we call it the Advaita, a zone where all that exists is love. Okay, so that is what we call as spiritual hypnosis, that takes us into the journey of where we were before we took birth, where we go after we are going to die. Do I really make a plan? Is there something called as a life plan, life purpose? So even when we work with clients, yes, addressing their current pain is of utmost importance. But when the pain goes, wisdom must come. And wisdom comes from that non dual zone, what we call as metaphysics in our, language. So, yes, equally important to be fully aware of my source so that I can remain on the plan.
Okay. And one last question for someone newly curious about hypnotherapy. What book have you read that you recommend that they read and add it to their inner library?
Oh, for me, the absolute Bible to hypnotherapy, and something that a newcomer for sure should read, It's called Professional Hypnotism Manual by Dr. John Kappas.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Rahul, sir. Hypnotherapy is not really about becoming someone different or rewriting the entire library of who we are. It's about becoming aware of the subconscious stories, emotional imprints, and conditioned patterns quietly shaping the organization of the inner library all along. The fears, the habits, the emotional reactions. You know, those automatic responses people often mistake as just who they are, when in reality, they may simply be old emotional volumes repeatedly pulled from the shelves of the subconscious. And what today's conversation points toward is the possibility that awareness changes our relationship to those patterns. Because the moment awareness illuminates a pattern, a different relationship to the stories stored within the inner library becomes possible. Once again, Rahul, sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
And thank you for helping us better understand hypnotherapy beyond the myths, misconceptions, and stereotypes. And in our next chapter, we are going to go deeper into where many of these subconscious patterns first begin. We'll be exploring inner child integration therapy and how childhood experiences, unmet emotional needs, and early conditioning continue to shape adult relationships, emotional reactions, and self-perception long after childhood has passed. Thank you, souls, for joining us for another chapter of Inner Library Alignment. If today's conversation opened a new page within your inner library, take a moment to sit with it. Until next time, keep exploring the stacks of your inner library.